Hello, my name is Ioannis Disoglu. In this tutorial, I'm going to take a step further from the previous tutorials where I've explained local and global variables. So, the purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to create a score which you will be able to carry from one form to the other. So let's get started. We're going to go to File, New Project. I'm going to make sure that C# is selected. I'm going to select the Windows Forms app. Click OK. I'm going to create a couple more forms. I'm going to go to Project, Add Windows Form. I'm going to make sure the Windows Form is selected. I'm just going to leave the default names for the purpose of this tutorial. I'm going to go to Project again, Add Windows Form, and select Windows Form and click Add. Now, I have three forms here. So the first form, with the first form selected, I'm going to add a button. I'm going to add a text box and a label. So let's put a text box here, and I'm actually going to put a couple labels. I'm going to put a label here, I'm going to put a label there, and also I'm going to add a label here. Now, the first label, with the first label selected, I'm going to change the text to say score and space. The next label, I'm just going to put the default, by default I'm going to put 0 here. I can use the arrow keys here to place it in the right location. Now the third label, I'm just going to put some calculations here. I'm going to put, let's say, 3 plus 2, and I'm going to change the font size to 25. Let's place it further up. Yeah, can use the arrow keys on my keyboard. Right, I'm going to place this further down. With the text box selected, I'm going to change the font size to 25 as well, and I'm going to increase the size of the button, and I'm going to change the value. Let's change the actual font size to 12. I'm going to change the bold, let's make it true, and I'm going to change the value, the text value, to submit. Let's bring this further up. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to highlight all these. Oops, let's bring this further up. Yep, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to highlight all these labels. Actually, before I do that, let's name my label 0 to score. So let's scroll down to the name. Let's change the name to LBL score. I'm going to leave the other objects with the default name. I'm going to highlight all these now, right click copy. I'm going to go to my form view, form 2. I'm going to right click and select paste. The only thing I'm going to change is the value of this text. I'm going to say 6 plus 8. Let's put some spaces, and I'm going to go to the form 3, and I'm just going to paste that, and I'm going to delete that. I'm going to highlight this, bring it further down, highlight again, and I'm going to change the font size to something bigger. Let's say 25. Let's bring this here. Let's bring this down. And instead of actually score, I'm going to change that to total score on the text field. Total score. Okay, let's bring this further there. And then on the submit, I'm just going to change the submit to restart. Restart game. Okay, for the restart game, the code is simple. I'm just going to put form 1 f1 equals new form 1. Now we'll say form 1, sorry, f1 dot show. Oops, let's put semicolon to my statement. Let's put semicolon to my statement here. Okay, so when we reset the button, oops, let's put the brackets as well. Right, so if we submit this button here on form 3, we're going to restart the game. Okay, this is what we need to do on the form 1. First of all, we need to create a global variable. So we're going to say public static class my globals, and my global variables in this case is only going to be one, and it's going to be public static integer, oops, and then I'm going to call it score, semicolon to my statement. So I've just created a new variable called score. So this variable will be public variable. Now when let's go to the form, I'm just going to double click on my actual form. Now on my actual form, what I need to do, I need to put LBL. Let's go back to, yes, we'll call it LBL score. So LBL score dot text, and that will say is equals to the my globals dot score dot to string open close bracket semicolon to my statement. So when I actually load the form, it will show me the actual variables. Now let's go back to form 1, double click on the actual button. Let's go check the calculation. 3 plus 2. Okay, let's double click on the button. Now here we're going to put an if statement. So we're going to say if, and then we're going to open a bracket, and then we'll say text box 1 dot text is equals to, we're going to put double equals, I will say 5. If that's true, I'm going to open curly brackets. If that's true, then I want the my globals dot score to be equals to my globals dot score plus 1. Oops, plus 1, and semicolon to my statement. Then I would also want to my label score dot text to also be equals to, I'm just gonna put okay, my globals dot score dot to string open close brackets semicolon to my statement. Now I'm also going to put a message box, so I'm going to say message box dot show, and my message box, which will show, will be, I'm just going to put some text here. So well done, you have scored and then I'm going to put colon space. I'm going to put after the quote double space mark, I'm going to put a plus icon. I'm going to put my globals dot score dot to string open close brackets, and then after that, oops, I'm going to put a semicolon to my statement. Actually, let's put here another plus, and then I'm going to say, let's put spacebar. I'm going to say points. Let's say point, because it's only 1 point. Yep. Okay. So let's summarize what we've done. We've created a global variable. We load on the form load. We want to make sure whatever global variable is equals to will be displayed on the LBL score. If we go to the form 1, this is our LBL score. So on the form load, we'll be able to see the result here. Now, then we create an if statement. So when the user clicks on this button, the if statement will check the text box 1. This is our text box 1, which is the text field. And once it checks the text box 1, it's going to check if the value within the text box is equals to 5. If that's true, then my globals.score, so my globals.score, globals score, is equals to my global.score plus 1. It's going to add up a number to this value. Then we're going to display on the LBL score.text, we're going to actually display the score variable, the result of the score variable. Then we're going to say, show a message box to say, well done, you have scored. And then we're going to put the number which has been stored on the variable, plus we're going to display the extra text, the access point. Let's test it. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. This is what I actually put there. Now if I put a different number, nothing will happen because I have not put an else statement there. So I'm going to put here 5 and click submit. As you can see here, the score shows 1, and then the message box shows 1 again. Now I have not told my form on my code, I have not asked for the form to be hidden and take me to the next form, which is the form 2 yet. So if I click submit again, I'm going to add another point, and the message box will show, and I will add another point, and I will add another point. So every time I click on this button, the if statement takes place and adds a point. So what I want to do is here I need to put this dot hide, so I can hide my form, and then I will say form 2 as f2 is equals to new form 2. Open, close bracket, semicolon to my statement, and then I will say f2 dot show, open, close bracket, semicolon to my statement. So now basically once I've scored the point, let's give 10 points. Once I score, once the user puts the correct number, it's going to score 10 points. Now I need to put an alternative here, so I'm going to put here an else statement. So let's close the curly bracket. I'm going to put an else statement here, and on my else statement I'm going to just highlight this and control, okay, right click copy, right click paste, and here I'm just going to customize my message. So I'm going to say sorry, but your answer was incorrect, so you have not scored any points. Okay, So then I'm going to hide this form, then I'm going to show the next form. Okay, let's test it. So if I click submit, let's put the wrong number. Oops, nothing happens here. We have a problem there. Let's run the problem here. Let's run the program. Okay, alright. I put by mistake an extra curly bracket there. Let's try again. Let's put the wrong number there. Okay, sorry, but your answer was incorrect, so you have not scored any points. And takes me to the next form. Oops, let's correct this here. Let's remove this. Oops, let's stop the project. Sorry, but your answer was incorrect. Let's put comma here. So you have not scored any points. Now, the next thing we need to do is copy this if and else statement. I'm just going to copy this. Go to my second form. So 6 plus 8 is 14. I'm going to double click here and I'm going to paste my if statement. So I will say here, if the answer is 14, then the player will score 10 points. Well done. Points. I'm going to change the form 2 to form 3. F3 and form 3 and F3 here. Do the same for that one here. F3 to navigate to the next form. Okay. 3. Oops, by mistake. Let's close that. Let's restart the project. Right, 3 plus 2 equals 5. I'm going to click submit. So I've got 10 points here. I've got 10 points there. Okay, but as you can see here, I'm not carrying my variables there. Now the reason is, if I put here 6 plus, let's put 14 there, my variable shows, but it doesn't show automatically. So the reason why this is happening is because on the form 1, if you remember, we've put on the form load, we'll put this line of code, the label score is equals to global variable, to the global variable score. So if we go now to the form 2 and double click on the actual form, let's stop the project. Let's double click on the actual form and paste this there. If we press play again, so I'll put 5 here. I've got 10 points, because I've got 10 points, and then 6 plus 8 equals 14 equals 20 points I've scored. Okay, so the total score, again, I've got the same problem. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop the project. I've already copied this line of code. Let's copy again. I'm going to go to my third form, double click on my actual form, right click, paste. So when the form loads, it will basically show me on the lbl score.text, it will show me the actual variables score. So let's press play again. I'm going to put 5 here, submit. I've got 10 points. I'm going to put 14 here, submit. I've got 20 points. And here I've got 20 points, total score 20 points. Restart, and when I restart, I've got a problem. So if I put here 5, I've got another point, another 10 points, and continues. So when I restart the game, I need to reset my actual variable score. Okay, so we say my globals dot score equals 0. We can still leave the label there. Let's put the my globals equals 0 above this, so we're not going to carry it. Okay, let's have a look. So 3 plus 2 equals 5, so we have 10. 6 plus 8 equals 14, we have 20. Our total score is 20, and if we restart the game, we have the score back to 0. So again, we can put 5. Yes. Okay. And as you can see now, we solve all the problems. That's how you carry a score from one. Let's close this and close that. That's how you carry a score from one form to another. So I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for watching.